Hello, Internet, and welcome to my review for Attack on Titan episode 47. We last left off. The big-ass Titan was approaching Orvud, but it was stopped with a huge effort by the garrison and the scouts, which involved Titan Eren stuffing gunpowder down its throat, causing the nape to explode, and then Historia did the final blow to the part of the nape with Rod. It all went really, really easily for them, which was kind of weird and kind of anticlimactic, I feel. But all that happened, and then Kenny crawled out of the crystal cavern, bloodied, burned, hair from this part of his face completely gone, and Levi approached, and yeah, you're fucking dead. And then Kenny was all, oh, am I? And he pulls out the Titan syringe and opens it up. And that's where we leave off. So before we begin the review proper, I'd like to remind everyone that I have my straw poll for the fall 2018 anime season. Please go down and fill it out, let me know what kind of shows you want to see next season. Yeah. Moving on to the episode proper. Episode 47, Friends. So we begin with some... Well, before the opening, we have, Levi we see Levi before he runs into Kenny last week and learn nothing new. It just was just kind of a recurring theme through the episode, honestly. Learning nothing new. And he's quickly called over by, another scout. Hey, we found Kenny. And then the opening comes in and we go to the first, 2/3 of the episode, which is Kenny having a really long flashback about his life. And so we open this flashback with Kenny being caught by Uri's Titan, Rod's brother, before, Frida got in the Founding Titan, yada yada. And so Kenny's reaction to this, he says something like, to think they, referring to Titans, really existed. Which makes a really interesting facet of this world. It kind of makes sense, that, especially in the interior, before the fall of Walmaria, that Titans were just kind of thought of some kind of urban myth, not fully believed. Because if you're really far in the interior, you've never seen a Titan in your life. So that was something really interesting I thought of. And so, so this whole conversation between the Race Brothers and Kenny goes on, and Uri initially tries to wipe Kenny's memory before discovering he's an Ackermann and therefore cannot wipe his memory because he's one of those noble bloodlines that are immune to it. And so Rod says, we can't wipe his memory, let's kill him. So it seems that the general way to treat people who knew too much during the old regime was just to erase their memories, if at all possible. So why did Erwin's dad die? Oh, stupid fucking question. Duh, I know the answer to that. I read that in my notes and not thinking of the answer. It's because they didn't have the power of the Founding Titan. Eren did. No. That's not true. That was when Erwin was still a kid. So they still have the method, actually. Scratch that. Scratch that fake realization. Because Eren didn't get the power from Grisha until right after the walls fell. So, right after Walmaria fell. So, they should have still had, probably Uri, because... Hold up. I thought, this whole timeline was boggling my mind, because later on in the flashback, Kenny mentions, or Kenny shows us scenes of Frida, after having eaten Uri, preaching to the little, cult thing we see. Except I thought that, didn't Frida die on her, the day she ate Uri, and then Grisha showed? No. Never mind, I'm stupid. They were just in the room again. Stupid again. My bad. They were in the Crystal Cavern again because of the Titan attack, and they were going there for, safety, I think. And that's when Grisha showed up. That's my bad. I've mistaken everything. But yeah, so I still don't know why the fuck Erwin's dad had to die. That made no sense. Because that was a long time ago. Erwin was still, 10, and that was well before... Either Uri or Frida had the power, and they definitely would have had the power, but they still killed Erwin's dad for some reason, which is weird. And why didn't they do... we saw, in Stannis' flashback back in, episode 3 of this season, I think it was, them, killing a bunch of people like the hot air balloon couple and all them, they could have had their memories wiped too. So that's a really odd thing. But we carry on with Kenny's flashback, and he joins up with Udi. And the next time we see him, he's in that weird fucking underground city from last season. What is up with that city? How does that city exist? Why is it? It's like it just kind of. I think in some of the OVAs, I've seen none of the Titan OVAs, but like it just kind of popped up at the end of last season as a nice little way to contain everyone, and nothing really came of it. It's just kind of there, so I don't know what the fuck is up with that. And then some more stuff happens, including Kenny adopting Levi, and then Kenny eventually leaving Levi, which we eventually found out is because he didn't feel like he could be a father. Another relationship that should have really been fleshed out more, I feel like. Just because I didn't quite buy much of Kenny's feelings. Especially, the one that's really important in this episode, is his relationship with Sanus. Not with Sanus, with Udi. I skipped a bit. I'll get to that in a minute. I need to get back to what I was actually going to be talking about. I thought Sanus was some kind of, like, infantry guy. Not like actual infantry, but, like, in terms of rank. He's, not private, but, like, a low rank guy. But he's, like, part of this inner circle race church. What's up with that? I thought he was, like, he did things because he was ordered to, and not because he believed in, not because he was some, tried and true follower. So that was, like, kind of random. Then we have what's really supposed to be this, like, big, end point, this big culmination of Kenny and Uri's friendship, as they both kind of discuss, Kenny's belief in the power of violence, and Udi's belief in peace, and how, despite that, they still kind of made this bond work. And it would have been nice to have seen that. Because we've just seen too little of their friendship for any of this to really feel like it means anything, besides just kind of monologuing at us. So after that, Frida becomes the new founding Titan, and Kenny becomes the leader of the anti-personnel control squad. And I don't get why he chooses to start his introduction with, "Hey guys, I killed a shit ton of your friends, but I'm on your side now." Like, that doesn't really do anything besides be like, "Oh, I'm crazy." It just kind of doesn't really work all that well. But after that, the flashback finally comes to an end. Frida takes over the cult for a little while, yada yada yada. Eventually, Kenny comes back to the present, where Levi finds him. We start where we ended off last week. And Kenny is still kind of philosophizing about something. I forgot. I watched this episode like 30 minutes ago, and I don't remember what he was talking about at all. And Levi's like, "I don't fucking care. Why didn't the first king want humanity to survive?" Gets right to the point. And Kenny admits he doesn't fucking know. He was just some grunt in all this, and he didn't know anything. But, like, I really like Levi just not having the time for any of this shit. He's like, "You're dying. We need information. Fucking tell me." But then eventually, they discuss Kenny mentioned the Ackermanns hated the first king because of the whole not wanting humanity to survive. And then, Levi is like, "Yeah, but, like..." Levi's like, "I'm an Ackermann too. Who are you to me?" Or who are you to my mother, actually, is what he says. And Kenny says, "I was her brother." And Levi seems to treat that like some big plot twist. Which is weird, because I kind of figured that out when he first mentioned Kuchel, way back when he was talking with his grandpa, however many weeks ago. So that was kind of a weird plot twist, and it wasn't really a twist at all. It was kind of expected, even. But after that, Kenny dies. He throws the syringe at Levi and just dies. So honestly, all in all, it's Kenny was a character with a lot of potential who didn't really amount to much. He was just kind of there a whole lot. And so I don't really get, like, we got a little bit of Levi backstory, but, like, Levi's backstory, he was an orphan, alright. That's nothing really, like, groundbreaking. His backstory didn't really open any doors. It introduced us to this Ackermann family, alright. That's the big thing, I guess, from Kenny's backstory, from Kenny's whole character. But I feel like there could have been more from him. But after that, we move on to Historia's coronation. And everyone is cheering because, she killed Rod and Orvud and saved the walls. And I especially love the young Reeves is all up there supporting Historia. Good on him. I hope he takes more of an active role in, the world of the walls going forward. My understanding that we're really, really close to finding out all the secrets of the walls, in the next arc, so hopefully by the end of this season, because I think the season's supposed to be 2 cores, if I'm not mistaken. Please be 2 cores. But yeah, it's just nice to see him be an active character. And so, after that, Historia, along with the rest of the scouts, goes to punch Levi. Because, Mikasa mentioned it briefly, 2 episodes ago. And I've heard that in the manga, this makes a lot more sense, because in the anime, when Levi tells Historia, be the queen, Historia's like, yeah, I need to be the queen. Whereas in the manga, she apparently, fights it for a little while. And apparently Levi gets, super rough with her or something. I've not read the manga, so I don't really know for sure, just knowing what I've heard from other people. And so it just kind of... Here, I don't really get why Historia would want to punch Levi, other than she wants to punch someone, and she just picked out Levi, so... Or Mikasa picked out Levi for her, more like, because there really isn't that much of a reason for any animosity between them. But Historia, punches Levi and does nothing, and Levi thanks the scouts, I guess, for their help during both the uprising, the coup, and the fight with Rod, yada yada yada. And then, the best part of the episode is we check in on Reiner, Bertholdt, and the Beast Titan, who have, just from what I can gather, Reiner and the Beast Titan were having some kind of Titan fight in order to decide if their next move would be saving Annie or getting the coordinate, which I'm still pretty sure is Eren, and might even be the founding Titan power, just another word for it, I'm not sure, maybe. I hope it's not like Bleach, where Eren just has every single Titan power, Ichigo ends up getting. I've heard, I've not actually read the Quincy arc yet. Anyway. That's a tangent. And so, Reiner's destroyed. We see, giant holes in his armored Titan armor. He's just, a wreck. So just a nice little, foreshadowing of the strength of the Beast Titan. We still don't get any new info on him, besides pretty much the same shot we got from the end of last season, when we see him just coming out of the Beast Titan on top of Walmaria, a year or so ago. But yeah, that's really all we get. That's really where the episode ends. With the Titan, with the warrior trio, I guess I'll call them, Sans Ymir. We don't know what's happened to Ymir yet. We know that Reiner's people don't like her, because they killed... Is Marcel the friend's name? I think I read that somewhere. I'm not sure if that was confirmed, or if his name is some big deal and I got it spoiled. I don't know. So, yeah, that's really where the episode ends off, with them once again asserting their current goal is to capture Eren, the coordinates. And yeah, that's where we leave off, besides the next time preview, which promises a full backstory for Grisha, which is nice, because we need to know more about what exactly Grisha is after. So yeah, that's my specific thoughts on the episode. All in all, Kenny's backstory was weak. I was really looking forward to it because Kenny felt like a character bursting with potential that just had not really answered anything yet, when last week promised Kenny backstory. But we didn't really learn anything new from Kenny, besides, Uri talked about peace a whole lot. Their friendship didn't really add much to Kenny's character. So, but that last scene certainly did get me interested, all I'm gonna say. I'm really excited to see, what our devious Titan trio is up to next. I imagine they're gonna be pretty big in the next arc, given that they are outside the walls, or outside Wall Rose, and my understanding the next arc will actually see us go back towards Shiganshina. Finally get to the basement after... Fuck, it's been 5 years since Season 1 ended. This show came out 5.5 years ago, and we don't know it's in that fucking basement. And manga readers do. Manga readers, shut the fuck up, it's not about you. But yeah, I'm certainly interested in what's coming next. This arc is over, so all of the problems its ending kind of had are gone. Hopefully the next arc will not have quite so simple a conclusion, or a wasted character like Kenny. I've heard this manga readers like really hate this arc. This arc had a lot of nice moments. Like everything in the Crystal Cavern with Historia, Rod, and Aaron. The coup was nice. This arc was actually pretty good until, Orva's really where this arc fell apart. Everything was like being typical Titan until Orvid is just like, yeah, everything goes without a hitch. And after that, the arc just didn't really work. So that's really all I have to say for this week's episode. Sorry this video is so late. It's actually only 2 days up, but I've been pretty busy the past couple of days, both with moving in and dealing with all my... I just got to college, back to college for junior year Sunday, and I've been kind of dealing with my backlog of Boruto and Angels of Death and Academia. But yeah, that's really all I had for this week's episode. Hope you all enjoyed the episode and the video. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe or fill out that straw poll in the description. Or you know what, do whatever the fuck you want. I don't really care. And as always, people, keep kicking ass and I'll see you in the future. Bye!